Later, on the You Guys Made Me Inc. podcast.
It's like when women wear like bras that like push up their boobs, you know? It's just cleavage.
I see most of your boobs. It's like you see most of my nuts.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to You Guys Made Me Inc., the number one Finding Nemo podcast on the internet. My name is Chase. We got Vaughn.
Hello.
We got Justin.
What's up?
How you doing today, Vaughn?
Good. How are you today, Justin?
My feet hurt, man.
Really?
Yeah, man. I was at work all
I'm doing
day.
pretty good.
I didn't even ask yet.
It's like a 50% ax.
How are you
He
doing?
asked
Chase?
you 50%.
I'm good. Thank you for asking twice.
So your
Once and
feet
a half.
hurt?
Did I 50 ask?
It was
Wrong.
like, how you do it? And then Vaughn interrupted you, and then you answered his. Yeah.
Ah.
It's all Vaughn's fault.
Yeah, man. I was standing up all day since like 6.
Justin just got off work.
YOLO and whatnot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Taking lives, whatnot.
Yo, you're not saving lives. You're taking
No,
them.
man. I'm a phlebotomist. I take lives.
That's interesting.
Sounds like someone that deals with plants.
If that makes so, like, if I'm
That's a
removing something
botanist.
from your body,
What?
if I'm taking stuff out of your body, I'm kind of like taking some of your life. You know what I mean?
Then you put it back though.
But I put other things back. I don't put your blood back. You know what I mean? I don't keep put your plasma back. I keep that shit. That's mine.
Yeah, you take the plasma, but you put the blood back.
Yeah, but I take the stuff that like helps you fight your immune, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. But you do put saline back.
Okay, but that doesn't help your immune system though.
Yeah, but I like salt, so that's like salt water.
Yeah, just to keep you hydrated.
Sounds like
Wait,
a good
salt
deal,
water
dude.
keeps you hydrated?
No,
I imagine that did the opposite effect.
No, saline. It's
I
like
mean, you
9.
drink
It's
it,
like
sure.
0.9%
Oh.
What?
of sodium chloride. Is that what salt is? Yeah, NaCl.
You're the phlebotomist.
Yeah, man, sodium chloride.
That sounds like a Narcotics Anonymous meeting.
Yeah.
NaCl or sodium chloride?
Both.
Or
So Chase has a question he wants us to get out of the way.
So the question is if you A, B, C. If you could witness any historical event or anything in history, what would it be? Now the caveats are you are essentially like a ghost. You can see them or whatever, but it can't see you. You cannot change anything about it, so you can't like fix anything about it. And you cannot tell anyone about it. So those are the stipulations.
okay,
But
because that's what I was gonna ask. Like, are you immune to the past? Like, people see you, but
no,
you
are
that
just like
people
a
can't see you.
phantasm.
So you're, okay,
If that's the
So,
correct
like,
word, I have no idea.
2 things immediately popped to my head.
Okay, what are they?
9/11
That's a very high one on my list as well.
and Jack the Ripper.
Really? Jack the Ripper?
Because nobody's ever caught him, so nobody knows who he is.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
mean,
do you
so
only
it's-
get to experience one event, or like Jack the Ripper killed like a lot of people? Do you
Yeah,
only
but
get
you-
to see one of his victims, or do you get to see all of them?
I feel like if it's one event, you
Or
get
is
to see
it
the
like-
entire Jack the Ripper event.
Yeah, would
you
the
know what I mean?
pursuit be like the would your event be the
I
pursuit of Jack
imagine
the
you
Ripper?
could see the timeline of it. You know?
Yeah, like you see all the events of all the people Jack the Ripper killed, because that's one whole event.
Yeah,
you know?
and it- but it would
murder
be-
is
it'd
just
be
a
like-
murder,
That'd be
a
cool.
part of his
It'd be like a
event.
jump cut though. So
Yeah.
it'd be like, here's one murder, jump cut. Here's the
You watch
second.
him commit.
Unless
several
I mean,
murders.
you could also do like, here's him stalking and murdering, jump cut, stalking, murdering, jump cut, stalking and murdering.
Yeah. I fucking watched the shit out of that.
So-
Because then I'd be like, okay, I know who the fuck Jack the Ripper is. Because you have people online now, like the Discovery Channel. That's not online. That's on TV.
I'm sure
Discovery
they're
Channel?
online
But
too.
they're like on the Discovery Channel and shit. And they're like, I am a descendant of Jack the Ripper. How the fuck could you be a descendant of Jack the Ripper if nobody knows who Jack the Ripper was?
Maybe he has his like AIDS knife, the like knife he used to cut up people.
Prostitutes.
Yeah.
Well, and then it's also like, what about like the JFK assassination? That would be super interesting, you know? Just be able to like go essentially up to where he was shot from, and just like, look, who is it? Who really is up there? You know?
Yeah.
Okay, it is Lee Harvey Oswald. In my head, I was like, "What is the name of the guy who supposedly
but, like,
assassinated
and then-
JFK?"
And then in your mind, you're like, okay, yes, it was Lee Harvey Oswald. Like you see it, or it's like, oh shit, that dude's wearing an FBI badge or something.
Yeah, the
you know,
only
like-
reason I was like thinking, I was like, wait, which one is the one who assassinated Lincoln and which one assassinated JFK? It took me a second.
they both go by 3 names.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lee Harvey Oswald and fuck. What is
yeah,
the
that's
other
what I
one's
said. I
name?
was hoping one of you guys would know because I
It's
couldn't
like-
fucking remember the name.
But it's crazy that like for some reason both those dudes go by.
In my head, I
Like-
had John Quincy Adams, but that's not right. That's not the right guy.
Sounds right to me.
It's definitely not.
I know it's not.
John Wilkes Booth. That's
There
one
we
of the
go. I
easiest
got
names.
John
Yeah.
though.
Like
yeah.
how do you forget that? That's one of the most like
He's got a
Iconic
cool
name.
fucking name. That's an awesome name. So I'm gonna be selfish. I don't give a shit about history. I just want to know what happened with Colin Moriarty. Kind of funny. That's it. I've said that like 50
I think
times.
that's totally
I don't
fair.
give a shit about anything. I just want to know what happened right there.
Okay.
And then I wouldn't be able to tell you, and I'd be like, "Ha, fuck you, Chase. You'll never know." So I'm a selfish person.
One thing I feel like would be interesting is like you can't tell people, but what if you like made an anonymous like Reddit account and just put it out there as a conspiracy rather than this is fact? You're like, what if this happened?
Yeah, that sounds like a loophole.
It is a loophole. I feel like whoever gave you this ability would definitely do something really bad to you.
Yeah.
But like, rules are meant to be broken.
You're
Yeah,
not.
I imagine this omnipotent, like omniscient being that gave you this ability to go back in time as a ghost is totally chill with you finding loopholes.
He's just like, hey, you just posted a conspiracy about it. You didn't fucking know.
I mean, he didn't let you,
You didn't
affect
you didn't-
time,
you
so
didn't-
you'd
yeah.
assume rules are not meant to be broken.
He
Rules are
lets you
meant to be
affect
like
to be broken. He
chill.
said, don't tell anybody. And you're like, word, I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm going to tell everybody.
It's also a loophole.
He like looks at his watch. He's like, "All right, you got 7 billion people on Earth. Good luck with that." And you have to spend your entire life trying to find people.
You just
and tell
gotta
them.
hit. You just gotta get on Twitter, and you gotta hope that hits about like 4 million retweets or something. Like you just gotta hope that they help a lot. And
Yeah.
then you gotta go to like the Amazon jungle and stuff and tell those people. They have no idea what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you have to tell everyone on Earth. They're like lost civilizations. There's literally an island of cannibals. You would have to go tell them.
Just wear armor. What are they gonna do about it? Literally like medieval armor. You're walking through like
Shoot a bow and arrow at you.
Did you know that crossbows were outlawed during medieval times?
it's like a gun.
Isn't that weird? Yeah. Yeah, it was like at one point in time outlawed because they didn't find it fair. I'm like, okay, I don't understand how you like didn't find it's just a weapon. It's used for war. I don't get how you didn't find it fair.
That's one thing I appreciate.
Because it was used for war.
Yeah, I'm saying like, isn't the old adage all's fair in love and war?
I mean,
It's all fair.
Except for dragons.
Yeah, if a dragon's just fucked up. We're
Yeah.
not doing this again, by the way.
No, but like going back to it, if like me, I think it'd be like one of the planes from 9/11.
see, I wouldn't want to be in the planes. I would want to be in the building. You know what I mean?
No, I want to see what's going on this plane.
I mean, I can see that too. But if you get to see the entire 9/11 event, you would
That's
get to
true.
be on both planes. And then you'd also get to be in
Oh
the
shit!
building.
Would that mean you're also stuck there watching them plan for like how long did they plan?
No,
Yeah,
I
for?
think
Like,
no,
seems
because
like
I think
it.
you just gotta watch the
Years?
Yeah, I feel like you just gotta skip because if you're seeing the timeline, you can just fast
so
forward.
it's, so you could like fast. So it's not like
yeah, it's your plan, man.
yeah, I guess.
Also, wouldn't that suck if you did have to sit there the whole time, though? You spent like 10 years just sitting there with them as they planned it. You're like, get it over with.
They're like going through pilot school and shit, and you're like, come on, because isn't that what happened? Like,
I think so. I think they took pilot lessons. They also hijacked these planes with box knives, which totally blew my mind. I was like, what? Not one person on this plane was like, fuck you.
You know,
I think
so
there
that's
were
what
a
I was
couple
thinking,
people,
too.
but-
If there was
Probably.
if there was like there's what I'm assuming 2 people.
I
hijacking
think
the
there
plane?
was like 4 or 5 on each plane.
4 or 5 on each
I
plane.
think there was quite a few.
versus like about 100 people, or you can fit about 68 people on a plane.
Something like that.
So if you put 68 people on a plane and 4 or 5 people with like box knives, I'm just saying 68 beats.
I
5.
know that's what happened to one of the
Well, I
planes.
guess it might be like similar to bystander syndrome, where you just see something
Someone
happen,
else
you're
is
like,
gonna
somebody
do it.
else is going to do it, but absolutely everyone thought that. So they're just like,
that happened on one of the planes. There was a plane that was heading towards the White House.
There's kind of a
and,
reason
like,
that I don't
landed-
want to look at histories because I don't know anything about it. So,
and it like crashed in like Pennsylvania or something.
oh, like on the way to the Pentagon or whatever.
next-
No,
to
the
that
one
school?
that hit the Pentagon was like hit it, but like not very much. But I'm fairly certain there was a plane that was heading towards the White House.
I definitely think Bush did it. Saying.
All right, you like the hashtag jet
Bush-
fuel doesn't melt steel beams
Yeah,
guy?
Bush was in office for
Well-
a short amount of time, man.
Bush was in office for 2 terms.
That was
He's
his
saying
father.
once this happened.
Bush Senior.
No, Junior.
Junior was in office for like 6 months.
by the time the 9/11 happened?
When
I don't know.
9/11
I have no
happened-
idea.
I know, but it helps his reelection.
Oh, yeah,
It
but
fueled
that's how.
his-
He was only 6 months.
Man,
to
he
plan
was
that?
thinking in advance,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was in office for 6 months, and then that 9/11 fueled his reelection.
George Bush plays the long game.
It was a long
You know what I
con.
mean?
No, I see what you're coming from, and you
Because
know,
like without that, he wouldn't have won in 2004. You know
but
what I
like
mean?
Cheney for sure had something to do with it, right? Like,
Dick Cheney.
yeah, Dick Cheney. I mean,
Yeah, he obviously was tortured since birth. His parents named him Dick.
Like so.
his name was probably Richard.
I don't care. He
Like-
chose Dick
Yeah, I was like,
then?
that's his choice.
Who
Like,
chooses Dick?
People that don't see it as derogative.
That's Dick, dude.
So like whatever. What was I saying? In
don't know.
2000, in 2001 is when he got elected.
yeah,
So whenever he got elected in 2001, fucking him versus Al Gore. Al Gore won the popular vote.
yeah, but Hillary Clinton also won the popular vote.
Yeah, you just got to know how to game the system in the United
Yeah, I
States.
know.
You
No,
just
no,
got to know how to
like-
work them electoral
like, no,
college
no.
votes, man.
Fucking Al Gore won a lot of states over.
Yeah.
They just like threw away his
But
votes.
did he get Florida and like Ohio?
He did get Florida.
Like,
What do they
those
call
are
them?
the
The
other-
that was
battleground
a
states?
huge- that was a huge thing. Like he did get Florida. They found all of his votes in the ocean.
That sounds crazy.
I'm like not even shitting you.
There's like a garbage island of all of his ballots.
There goes Al Gore's island.
And that's exactly what happened. I laughed.
I was literally
You're like,
like,
how many seagulls choked on Al Gore's ballots?
I was like 5 years old when this happened, so I don't remember any of it.
No,
so.
I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys remember where you were on 9/11? Everyone tells
Honestly.
me that they can remember it, and I'm like, I feel like you're lying because I cannot.
So that my little brother was about a year old. It was September, so I probably was in kindergarten.
Probably in school.
People say they remember specifically where they were, and I'm like, I don't remember anything.
Again,
I
I was,
honestly,
like,
if I'm
5.
being honest, I did not know what 9/11 was until I was like 12.
No,
Honestly,
I
I did not know what 9/11 was until I was 12 either. So
I
Yeah.
remember. No, I remember this when I was younger. I do remember, and I don't think it was during. I think it was sometime after. I remember asking my mom about it. So
Yeah, I
I
wasn't
do
that
remember
curious.
doing that. But I do not believe it was during it.
People kept saying something about 9/11, and then one of the persons said that they were in not the Pentagon, the other one.
What's the other one?
So
The World Trade Center?
was it just the Twin Towers and the Pentagon that got hit?
It was the World Trade Centers, the Pentagon, and then the White House was a target.
I thought there was
And
another
no,
building.
and there was another one.
Yeah, that's one.
It's like the 7th something. One sec. Keep filling.
Anyway, someone said one of my I'm gonna call him my cousin, but it's not my cousin. It's way too long to explain.
We all have.
You're
those,
good.
you know.
I've my brother has sister cousins, so it's way easier to explain actually.
So one of my cousins said that they were in one of the buildings as it was burning down. I forget which building it was. I'm not sure if it was the Pentagon or something else. Because I was like, she's black, so she's obviously not allowed the Pentagon, especially in 2001.
It's just not
Okay.
allowed.
Fair enough, I guess.
So it can't have been the Pentagon. It had to be one of the other buildings. I don't think it was.
I don't think most people are allowed in the Pentagon.
Yeah, I don't
in
think
San-
it is.
in
I think
I
it
think
was
you have to have,
probably one of the
like,
towers.
I think you have to have like level 3 clearance to get into the Pentagon. Like you got to be very important.
You just gotta be in the
or
military.
Triple X,
Just gotta
like Vin Diesel.
Probably just have a
He
secret.
could get in there. I actually think Ice
What's his
Cube
name?
broke into
Xander
the
Cage or
Pentagon. So
something?
yeah, you got to be Xander Cage. They'll hire you to break into it.
My friends work at the Pentagon.
Oh, yeah, mine don't. Mine's right there on a stupid podcast with me, looking up 9/11 facts because he can't remember. Also, is Vin Diesel a good actor? Just
No.
randomly as an aside, is he
I
a
think
good
he's
actor?
okay actor.
Action maybe.
Do you think he could do anything
I don't know.
else?
I think it depends on the action because he tried doing that the fucking
Triple
witch
X?
movie.
oh,
the
the
Last
last
Witch
Witch
Hunter?
Hunter?
Yeah, I didn't like
Yeah, I've heard it was bad.
I didn't like it. I wasn't a huge fan.
You weren't a
The
huge fan, but you
concept.
were a fan.
No, I was not a fan at all. Like it was a good movie concept, just not with Vin Diesel.
What is the concept? Isn't he like immortal or something, or he lives for like thousands of years or something, just hunting down witches?
He hunts witches, but I don't think he's immortal.
Well, at one point in time, he was old as shit. I remember that in the trailers. Like he's fucking old.
I know somebody else.
Maybe I don't know.
I don't know if you do want to hear some like interesting like
Vin Diesel facts.
9/11 things, and it's not really facts. It's just like if you want to feel what it was like to be there or like be at the time of it happening, you should listen to the Stern show that was on 9/11. Howard Stern.
Oh, Howard Stern's
Yeah.
podcast?
I feel like so
Or his radio show?
radio
after
show.
this
Yeah.
The
video
original
was
podcast
released,
radio show.
and all three of us end up dead for saying Bush did it.
No, you
I
said
didn't
that.
say it.
No, but that was you. I think I said
Once
Cheney
we all
had
end up-
some part.
Once we all end up
I
dead
said I didn't
because
care.
I said Bush did it, then they'll know Bush did it. All right?
Oh.
Yeah? Oh, so you're our guinea pig. Like, I won't be dead, but you'll be dead, and I'll be like, it's probably
Yeah, if I
Bush
died,
did that
you
too.
guys be like, Bush killed him.
And if I died,
do you think
100%
confirmed.
do you think we'll be murdered now that you
Yep,
gave
now
us
that-
this
yeah.
hint that Bush like not only did 9/11 but killed you?
Yeah, man, you got
Shit, that's
evidence?
unfortunate for our like 6 or 7 viewers.
You
Yeah.
got something red on your back.
They're all
man.
gonna die now too.
Boom! See, now you're dead.
Oh, it's like my shirt.
He's wearing a red flannel shirt.
I mean, our current president is a potato, so yeah, I would assume like our
carrot.
previous presidents probably are better at killing people. I guess I don't know.
I'm not sure. I've never been killed by any president yet.
Yeah, neither
Yeah.
have I, but apparently I'm
But now you
condemned to
guys
this
will.
fate.
Yeah, if you guys don't die, obviously Bush didn't do it. But if you guys do die, Bush definitely did it. Okay.
Well, now Bush heard this.
Yeah, how
so
do
what
you
is
think
Bush
Bush
gonna do
would
now?
commit this murder? Because Justin wants to know, how would you commit the perfect murder? Now, I'm telling you, I feel like it's way easier to murder somebody, and people just are really dumb about it. They just want to get caught. I was talking to Morgan about it the other day because she listens to this wine and crime podcast, and there was this guy who, like, his wife was going to take his daughter away from him, so he tased her a bunch of times, tied her up, put her in a cardboard box, and buried her 4 feet under. I was like, that just seems like... And then
2 extra
he, like,
feet, you would have gotten away with it.
and then he like put a stick, like a log, like an 80-pound log just over it. And Morgan was like, oh yeah, I guess she was pretty skeptical about it. But the people were talking about like the strength of a mother being able to push this 80-pound log. And I'm like, or you could just dig like 2 feet that way and you'd be fine. Like, you don't have to move this fucking
You don't have
log.
to dig the rock. Yeah,
You dig around the log.
Yeah, but if
you
you
didn't
put
have
him
to move
6 feet under.
Yeah, then
She
they'd
would've
have to
been-
dig 6 feet
Yeah, she would've
and
been
move an
exhausted.
80-pound log.
He
Yeah.
tased her a bunch and then just put her in a cardboard box.
Here's the
Yeah,
thing,
he
I would've-
tied her up and put her in a cardboard box.
Here's the thing. I would have like knocked her out or something and put her in upside down or something. Like really fuck her up. Put
she
her in-
digs
fucked
the
her
wrong
up.
way.
put her in like sideways or something. Just digs even
I never
farther.
thought about that. You never actually like think about it. You're not like, oh, my equilibrium says the sun's that way. So.
No, but if you're like, I feel like
But
the only
gravity.
place, yeah, gravity would make you feel.
oh
like,
yeah, you notice
The
it. Yeah, I
only
didn't
way
even
you
think
wouldn't-
about
I think it'd be
that.
still
the
really
only way
funny,
you
though.
wouldn't notice it is if you were underwater.
Yeah, I
Then
mean,
put her underwater.
unless you're buoyant, and then you know.
No, but like
carries
people,
you.
like if you're drowning, you're gonna
You
panic
know which
and
way is
obviously
up.
like swim down. Yeah, like you cannot tell gravity underwater.
Well, I
I think
mean,
that's
yeah.
fair. I think
Yeah,
that's a fair assessment.
Wait, is like the sun out though? Any lights?
You're in a cardboard box too. Shut up.
Your
Oh,
eyes are
yeah,
closed,
okay.
Too, you know what I
And
mean?
then a cardboard box. It's water. It just fucks the
It's a
cardboard box.
plastic cardboard box.
So how would you commit the perfect murder?
How would I commit the perfect murder? I
Are
really
you
don't
thinking about
fucking
this
know.
right now?
No,
This
like,
was your question.
Yeah, I know it was my question because I wanted to know what you guys would do. Because I was trying to get, because I was.
You're trying to murder
No,
somebody
let
and
me-
you want
Let me think
tips?
about what I was
You
trying to
want
say. So
tips.
back in August of 2018.
We're just giving Bush ideas now.
This
So
is
back
how
in
you
August
can kill
of
us.
2018, this guy in Arizona, his wife came back and he got in a dispute with his wife, and he ended up killing his wife and killing his 2 kids, like snuffing them all
Good
out.
job.
Right, and then he put them on the back of his truck, and then took them to work sites that he worked at.
No.
Yeah,
It
and,
wasn't
like-
in Arizona. It was Colorado. His name's
Chris.
Christopher Watts.
Was it Arizona?
It
Or
was Colorado.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I'm
Oh.
pretty sure it was Colorado. His name's
pretty sure it was-
Christopher Watts, and
I
he's
saw his house, and his house looked like it
fucking
was
crazy.
Yeah, he like basically crammed his daughter in both of his daughters in like tubes this big, but like away from each other, and then he buried the mom a while ago, or like somewhere else, and then he was like, then he got on he got on
Yeah,
the news and
Frederick,
was like-
Colorado.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so then he like calls up his wife and everything, asks where she's at, yada yada yada. Her car's still in the fucking garage, obviously.
Oh,
And
he's like trying to give himself an
everybody's-
alibi.
No, I mean he did pretty decent. The thing that fucked him was his neighbor had security cameras. That's what fucked him.
that security cameras, and also the fact that he was just all like,
He was being pretty suspect.
yeah, he got on camera and it was like, I just miss my family. I want you guys to come
Yeah,
back.
he's like, just bring them back, and you're like, so now you're assuming people took them?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, just come back. I miss you guys.
Why do murderers like? I feel this is what I mean. I feel like murderers want to get caught. They want like the attention for
Well,
it.
and here's the thing: the perfect murder, you cannot murder someone you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, you cannot. And you
Or
can't
if you
leave
do,
any
they
fingerprints.
literally have to disappear. No body, nothing. If you can't find a body, they literally can't prosecute you for murder. So
Eat it.
Eat it. Bone
gone.
and all. And then you got to eat your poop to make sure it's
feed
double.
it to your dogs.
I mean,
So
people
Bolton
just-
Ramsay style.
cremate, and then spread the ashes on the oceans. You know, I feel like that would be the perfect murder. Would be if you worked at a graveyard, or B as a cremator. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or bakery.
Because then you could just
Just
fuck
bake
someone
them
up
into
and be
meat
like,
pies?
yeah, this is part of my job. I gotta either A, bury this body because I work as a, you know, at the graveyard, or I gotta burn this body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's probably security cameras in this place,
Probably.
and you're gonna bring in
Probably.
this body.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what they do.
I
It could
assume.
easily be like
No,
someone-
listen. I assume people at the places where they burn the bodies aren't bringing in their own bodies like it's fucking
Yeah.
bring your kids
But
to work day.
they're dropping the body.
I brought my own body, guys. Don't worry.
I brought my own body to test on. No, they have the bodies there.
You right?
I got to test
Now,
out the fucking
if
kiln.
you dress up like whoever brings it, because someone has to bring the bodies in.
Yeah.
You gotta like dress up as them or some stupid shit. So you gotta kill them too.
I feel
So
like
now
the
we got
perfect-
multiple
I
bodies.
feel like the perfect murder would be a joint effort.
No, you can't have a joint effort.
Because you can't do it by yourself.
I would
'Cause
never
there's
trust
mu-
anybody
there's
else.
I
If I was going to murder somebody, the perfect murder, you don't trust anybody else.
You
to keep
can't
your
trust
secret.
anybody else, even if they are like the most trustworthy person. You cannot trust them.
y'all crack under pressure.
No, I don't crack under pressure, but I don't know if you do. I don't know if he does.
Fun made me do it.
Exactly. You just fucking blame me. Like, that's how you can't.
Yeah, no, I get it. I feel like Dexter
Honestly,
had
the
right
perfect
idea.
murder is everyone's thinking too like deep or whatever. Perfect murder, you gotta like steal a car. You gotta drive up to someone, shoot them, and drive away. Not with your gun, not with your car. Like it's
So what if, hypothetically, I take a body, right? I strangle the guy, right? And then I drive off a cliff, and then push the vehicle off a cliff, right? And then the car goes, and then it burns, right? And now that guy's stuck in the car in the driver's seat, dead, and they can't check to see if he was strangulated or died from
Asphyxiation?
Yeah, because all of it's burnt.
I mean, that's under the assumption that the car did burn.
Oil
Like it
and
blew
that,
up?
If it fell. You know what I mean?
yeah. But here's the thing: like if it doesn't explode when it's down there, what are you gonna go like?
You
Put it
pour
on
some
fire?
gasoline on it and light it
Nah,
on
'cause
fire.
then, yeah. 'cause-
But then the
There's just too many
people-
variables
No, but here's the
to
thing:
it.
is like, is if you use an accelerant, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, they should use it. They'll figure that out. That's why I was like, "There's no."
But maybe,
But if
just
it
maybe,
did-
if you open up that bitch and like
Toss a match.
toss a match inside the thing, but you're gonna blow up too.
Yeah,
Like,
it just
there's no
blows
time.
you up. You're like,
Yeah,
fuck,
it's like
my perfect
instant.
murder was my own murder.
You're flying through the air.
Gotta get that flaming cross. No, because they'll see that too.
A flaming crossbow. Like he's a division agent.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is like a match will burn in the fire.
Yeah.
There's no like remains of a match if it's all burnt, you know. But if you have a crossbow, that crossbow, the tip is gonna be in there. I'm like,
So
what's this from?
what if I put a gas can in the back, right, and light a cigarette in the guy's hand as if he were like smoking, with the gasoline tank in the back?
Is this guy a
Still-
known smoker?
Yeah,
He's like, now he is.
yeah, yeah, he is. 'Cause
He's
they're-
never smoked in his life. It turns out you actually bought the wrong brand cigarettes, and they find you on that. They're like, "Oh, he actually smokes Camels,
like,
dumbass."
he doesn't smoke blacks. Only black people smoke blacks. So I was like, oh,
Fuck. Well, it's like in order to do this like perfect murder the way you guys are thinking it, and not just driving up, shooting someone for no reason. Like there has to be no reason. You just drive up, shoot them, drive.
I feel
away.
like when I was saying murder, I was talking more like serial.
No,
murder.
and I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And if you're doing that, you have to kill them with something that like you have to kill them with one of their own sins.
Yeah.
Like smoking, you know, or like drinking. Like if they have something, and I say sins, like, you know, like the 7 deadly sins. If they like having sex with hookers or something, you know,
Yeah, you're pulling a 7 on him. You're strapping a
Yeah,
bladed
essentially.
dildo.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, you have to kill them with their own vice.
He fucking kills that guy by like ODing him with meth and shit. He just makes him
like,
sit there for
injects.
years.
I feel like okay, and then I was also watching this show. Have you guys seen the show 7 Seconds yet
No,
on Netflix?
no, yeah, you talked about it
while
like
ago?
a few episodes on
No,
the
I don't think
podcast,
I
yeah.
have seen it.
And you talked about how the girl like didn't shoot up or something. She only smoked heroin. Or...
Yeah. That's
And then he
exactly what I'm
kills her
saying.
by like shooting her up with heroin instead
Yeah.
of her smoking it. Yeah, I feel like forcing somebody to smoke something is somewhat hard.
Yeah, so shoot him up.
Well, they also have those weird, like, elaborate contraptions that makes your arm bend in the perfect way to shoot yourself in the head. Or at least they do in TV shows.
Soft.
Like in The Punisher, they use that.
I haven't seen that show. I haven't seen the second season.
I haven't seen the second season.
I've seen it. It's not as good.
No.
In Elementary, there's this dude that kills people, but how he kills them is he like goes to their house or whatever, subdues them, very stealthily. It's a TV.
These
show.
murders are always excessively stealthy.
But listen,
You're like,
very
wow.
stealthily. Then he sets up this tripod contraption that's like 7 or 8 feet tall. Like, hangs them by their feet from it, slits their neck, lets all the blood drain out, and then just leaves.
Yeah, so he kills them like a deer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically a deer's already dead.
Yeah,
You're
deer's
just
already
draining a
dead.
deer of its blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same thing happens in season 1 of Dexter, where his spoiler alert for like a 10-year-old show. His brother is the ice truck killer, and he murders like hookers and such, and he puts him in like basically a contraption that turns him upside down and drains all their blood and then freezes their
My
bodies.
only problem with Dexter is it looks like it's a 20-year-old show.
Yeah,
It looks
he also looks like a Muppet.
real bad.
Like,
Okay.
I could watch the show 4 years ago because that's how like the graphics were 4 years ago.
No,
I
like
can't watch it now.
like
You
15
watch it
years
now and
ago.
it looks dated.
It
Is what he's
looks-
talking about.
Yeah,
like
no,
it
that's what I'm
was
saying. I could
shot on
watch
a
it.
calculator.
4 years ago.
Shut
I tried
up.
I can't
watching
watch
it
it
for-
today. You know what I mean?
I mean,
you can watch it. It's a good show, but like when I was watching it, I was like, "Holy fuck! This looks like it was taken on an iPhone from 2010."
also
Where'd
there's
you watch it?
incest in the last season.
Huh?
Incest.
Yeah,
I think it was
I
on
mean, it's not
Netflix.
actually
Oh, no.
incest. His stepsister just really wants to bang him.
My grandma really liked the show,
remember
so
that.
she bought it all on.
Yeah, Deb wants to bang him in the last season.
The problem with Deb is she curses every sentence. It's really annoying.
Apparently, that's very endearing for certain people. People like that a lot.
Yeah.
I don't understand, but people really like
I don't
that.
mind a good curse, but it's kind of like a fine wine. You gotta let it sit.
Yeah, you guys wanted me to spoil the really horrible ending of Dexter?
Sure.
Yeah, fucking Deb dies, and then Dexter tries to kill himself. It's exciting.
Stupid.
Yeah, he drives into a hurricane,
Doesn't try
and
to
then
kill himself.
he tries to kill himself, doesn't actually kill himself. And then it shows him like he's a fucking lumberjack.
Yeah. I feel like
Just
they're playing that.
some
But
far
like,
away
what I
place.
don't fucking understand is he was just like, I love my son. I'm gonna give my son away to some girl I love. But like, she can
He
take
didn't
care
love anyone. Wasn't that the thing?
He learns to love in the last season.
Yeah.
Which is
That's
kind of weird.
stupid.
Like he actually legitimately starts to learn to love with the help of this woman who was like a
That's another-
psychologist that in a way molded him into a murderer.
of. She was also a murderer.
With
here's the
Harry.
thing, you
No,
can-
her son was a murderer.
You can
was
learn.
it?
Yeah, that's who kills Deb. Is her son.
Well, I'm confused because you can learn, quote, learn to love, but do you actually love?
He says things in that season that makes it seem like he's actually starting to love
That's
people.
stupid.
Because like,
Are you
yeah,
sure she's not a murderer?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure she's a murderer.
I don't think so.
I'm
Like her son is, and he takes little ice cream scoops out of people's brains and gives them to people.
I'm pretty sure she's a
Oh,
murderer.
that's cute.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. She's a psychologist who teaches, like, she's Harry's psychologist.
Which
and
one's
she's
Harry?
the Dexter's stepfather.
Okay.
And she's the reason that Harry teaches Dexter how to become a murderer.
But
I
I
don't-
remember that.
I don't know if she herself is a murderer.
All I remember is the fact that his stepfather did teach him how to murder.
Yeah.
That's all I remember from that.
His stepfather taught him how to murder animals to control his anger, and he's just all like, "Look, I gotta."
No,
do
well,
bigger
he
prey."
teaches him how to murder people later on.
Does he really?
Yeah. Yeah, he, like, I think Harry's with him when he kills somebody.
So
for
does
the first
Dexter
time.
have anger issues?
No, he just likes to kill people. That's his thing. He's just a psychopath. He just wants to kill people. And then Harry teaches him the code, like, only kill people who deserve it. So then he only kills
So
criminals.
he's a vigilante.
And yeah, well, I mean, at one point in time, once they find out and they find all his bodies and they find out they're all criminals, they actually make a comic book called The Bay Harbor Butcher. And there's like an entire comic.
Wasn't it
based
in
on
Miami?
Yeah. Yeah, the Bay Harbor or something. I don't know.
Oh.
That's what they call him, though.
I thought the Bay was in San Francisco.
Well, I mean, I think the Bay
I guess
is a
that's
place
probably
in San
San
Francisco,
Francisco
but
Bay.
a bay is.
I know
just-
what a bay
yeah,
is.
it's
but...
just like a nautical term.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that show was always super intriguing to me, but I don't know. And I always claim that I'm not like a graphics, in video games or like a resolution type person, but I think I stopped watching it because it just looked so bad.
I just think he looks weird. He looks very uncomfortable. Like his hair is.
He
just
was a
poofy.
psychopath.
I don't like that.
So
No, I'm talking about his hair is really poofy. I don't like it. Bothers me.
it's a weird thing to judge someone on.
I mean, really, I judge people on much worse. Are you still looking up to see if this chick was
It's
a
like-
murderer?
I don't remember her name.
Vaughn, we've been vamping for a while. Just keep it going.
Yeah, I forgot her name. But I was gonna say something about Dexter.
Oh, ding, ding,
Yeah,
I really wasn't vamping. I was just talking about Dexter.
Yeah, I know. So
My
like,
whole life is vamping.
the whole thing that confused me about Dexter was like he was just all like, my wife died.
Mhm.
I'm sad. And then he goes.
Yeah,
to,
wait,
like, a
who
high
killed
school
his
re-
wife?
The like Trinity killer kills
Yeah.
his wife in front of his son,
Yeah, and then
and then
was
he
like,
kills the Trinity killer. Yeah, Evelyn Vogel. Yeah, that's his psychologist.
But that's not the girl who has a son.
No, he's talking about the. You said you couldn't remember the psychologist's name.
No, I'm looking for the girl who has a son.
Oh no, she's not. She's not a murderer.
She's definitely
He
murdered.
dates a woman while he's also dating Rita that is a murderer, and she tries to burn Dexter alive, and then he finds her in like Paris and kills her. Her name is something weird like Nina, something like that. She's very weird. She's an artist, yeah, and then she like plays on Dexter's emotions and such. And she finds out that he's a murderer and like loves him for it and all sorts of stuff. That happens a lot.
Maybe that's what it was.
That happens
Maybe
like
she
2 or
just
3
loved him for
times in
being
this
a
show.
murderer.
So then who killed Deb?
Who kills Deb? The
'Cause
psychologist.
that's my hero.
The psychologist's son stabs her, and then she goes to like.
Why
she
did he
goes,
stab her?
Because he's a murderer,
Oh, okay.
and they're trying to find him.
How many murders are in this show?
There's a lot, dude. There's a lot of serial killers in this fucking show. Dexter at one point in time actually teaches somebody else how to become a serial killer. And then that guy doesn't follow Dexter's code, so he kills that
him.
guy. It's fucking weird. Like, people often use Dexter. For how intelligent he seems to be, they use him for their own nefarious means. Which is quite
And then
interesting.
he ends up killing them.
Yeah, and then he fucking murders him. He's like, dude, I fucking taught you how to do this. You don't think I can murder you easily? Like, and then I always love when they point out that Dexter's excessively good at murdering people. I'm like, yeah, no shit. He's been doing it for years.
Until he got caught like 4 times every single season. Actually.
Yeah, he almost always gets caught. I love that when he gets caught by, I think his name is Lieutenant Diggs or something like that.
Damn.
Surprise, motherfucker! That guy.
Yeah, surprise motherfucker guy. He fucking blows him up. Or
Yeah.
actually, no, Nina blows him up. His girlfriend finds him out in like the boonies, and like where Dexter's keeping him hostage, and he's trying to frame him for being the Bay Harbor Butcher so he can get all the like stuff off himself. And then Nina blows him up in like in
Nina?
the little shack. It's his. I think her name is Nina. It's something like
Who's
that. It's,
his?
Who's
Dexter or
Yeah, Dexter's girlfriend,
Okay.
like Nina or whatever.
okay?
The one who he was talking about that's like a murderer.
Okay.
Yeah, she actually blows the detective up.
Oh shit!
Yeah. She blows him up in this like weird little shack.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah, seriously. These fries, motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker! I love those.
That was a great show. Like legitimately a great show, but yeah, his wife is murdered by the Trinity killer because Dexter is trying to murder him, but then gets close to him for some reason because he wants to know how he has a family. And then the Trinity killer finds out who Dexter is, and like instead murders his wife in front of his son, which gets pretty interesting. And then there's like a season of Dexter being afraid that his son is also going to become a psychopath, because that's exactly what happened to
Is
Dexter.
that hereditary?
No, it was, well, I mean, it might be. He was afraid because, like, in the story, he's afraid because, 1, he is a psychopath, and 2, the reason he became a psychopath was because his mother was murdered in front of him with a chainsaw, and his baby's mother
Does
was
that
murdered
create
in front of his baby.
a psychopath though?
In this
Universe?
in the Dexterverse, yes, it does.
'Cause
Yeah, she
I-
was
now-
a serial killer.
Who?
Yvonne?
Nina? Or what's her name?
Yvonne?
Yvonne?
Yeah.
That's her name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Strakovich?
So I have a question.
She's weird.
Strahovski?
I have a question for you guys. Do you think people are born psychopaths, or do you think, like you said, experiences cause them to become psychopaths?
I don't know.
Because it's super interesting. Because you always think about it and you think like, oh, kids are so like innocent, you know. But
well, there's
like,
the idea. There's the idea.
I don't
that-
want to know the idea. I want to know your idea.
Yeah, that's not the girl I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, that's Hannah McKay, who has Harrison at the end of the 8th season.
Who? What?
Harrison, his son, goes to Hannah McKay,
Oh, okay.
who's a serial killer, which was I was trying to say, and you're like, nah, she's not a serial killer.
You guys are talking about two different people. I
Yeah,
guess.
we're talking
I
about two
figured.
different people.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I was like the person his son goes to. And
How do you
you're
feel about that, Justin? Though.
like, go on, man. I'm sorry. This is how I feel every time you interrupt me. Bitch.
No, I'm not. I just want to know. Do you think people are born evil? Essentially,
No, people aren't born evil.
do you think experiences
Yeah.
cause them to be evil?
They're definitely-
Oh, okay. So yeah, I remembered what I was gonna say. There's the idea of people being born evil. Not the defense. Fuck. The argument for it is that children are taught social norms immediately when children are born. If you don't teach them how to be, they're like selfish. They might kill because they don't understand human life. Like that's the idea that people are born evil, but they're taught to be good. But also, there's like,
I feel like they can be born sinful, but not evil.
yeah, I don't know. I'm not.
But
I'm
like
not
they
actually
say
saying that's
they
what
say
happens.
like the Zodiac killer and stuff, like they say there's a difference between sociopath, which is what everyone tends to use as an example of like a serial killer, and then psychopath, where it's just like they literally have no emotions.
I
Now,
feel like that's like trained to do.
Are you
I feel
born
like
like
you're not
that?
born with no emotions.
So you are-
I feel
so-
like some childhood trauma happens to you for you to have
Okay.
no emotions. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I mean,
I can see where that's coming from.
it's also depicted in stories that way. You could always say the authors are trying to make it that way.
Yeah,
to
I'm not
make
talking about
humans
stories
feel
though,
better.
Vaughn. I'm talking about real life.
Well, no, I'm saying that idea probably comes from stories.
Yeah.
Like the idea that people aren't actually created evil is like it comes from stories, because generally stories are like, oh, this person is evil because their parents were murdered in front of them or some bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, that guy was just kind of a dickhead from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm just throwing shit out
It's
there.
it's
I just
really
punched
interesting
this
because it's
out.
like
It's like one of those things where you just disconnect from life. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah. No, I can see that.
Like,
But
if
I
you
also
watch
could
someone-
see like, yeah, this person was just born where they just
They're just a fucked up person.
no, and it's not even a fucked up person. Like we always depict them as like fucked up people.
You know that.
It's just they just don't know.
What's the name of the mailbox killer? Who would
Like,
email?
are you talking about like the Unabomber?
Maybe, yeah. What was it? The Unabomber, the guy who'd mail packages and then
Yeah,
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 there were
yeah.
bombs.
Well,
Yeah.
that's also happened kind of recently too. But yes, that's the popular
that's
one.
the popular one I'm talking about. Like where, for him, the only way reason he got caught is because his family snitched.
Which
Like,
one, the Unabomber or the guy who did it recently?
The Unabomber.
Oh, okay.
His
Yeah.
family like told on him because he wrote a letter, and like it was like a poem.
Yeah, it
And
was
then
a
they're all like-
manifesto.
Yeah, and they're like, "Wow, that sounds just like my little brother." And then they told the police, and the police found out. It was like, "Oh, it is your little brother." And he's like, "Ah, shit."
See, that's what I mean by it seems like serial killers
kinda
that want
interesting.
to be caught. Like they write manifestos.
His name's Ted like it's like Kaczynski.
Yeah.
His middle name's John.
So I think,
Kind of close.
so I'm pretty sure like serial killers just want to be caught and they want to be stopped. You know the weeping killer? Have you guys heard of that guy yet?
No.
It was a guy who literally would kill somebody and then he would call the cops on a payphone and then cry about the murder he just did. And then he's like, "You need to come get me. You need to stop me. I don't know if I could." And
That's
then he'd hang
all.
up.
That's kind of what the Zodiac killer would do. Is he would like kill someone, and then he would call it in from like a payphone and be like, "Yeah, I just murdered this person," or like, "Yeah, I just murdered these two people. Like, you're gonna want to get up here quick." Like,
Did he call or did he send? I know he sent letters.
he did send letters, but there were a few times, and they have these recorded where he called.
That's creepy.
Yeah, and he was just like, "Yeah, there were like two teenagers up at this place, and I kind of shot them both. Like, obviously not like this, but
Yeah.
yeah, he would talk about it.
It's weird, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were pretty descriptive.
But yeah, he
was
also
like-
sent notes, like letters to the press and stuff, which was also interesting. And like he wanted them to play his game.
Yeah, I feel like murderers just want to get caught. I feel like, well, I mean, also they talk about how murderers always leave breadcrumbs because they think they're smarter than you, and it's like a game to them.
Well, the Zodiac Killer was
I feel
never
like
found.
They're just
So
they're just done living. You know what I mean?
Well, that is another thing that if I could just check out shit, I'd want to know what who
who's the
murders
Zodiac
were.
Killer?
Yeah, because you're just like, who the fuck are you?
It's just some dude that's like living like out his best life now. He's like fucking
Yeah.
78 years old or whatever, just like chilling in an old people's home, reminiscing on his past about murdering teenagers and stuff.
Yeah, you're just like,
I have no idea how old he would be. That was just a guess, you know. But
yeah, you're just curious now.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I wonder who it was. Like, I would never want to meet the guy because that's creepy. But
and I would think it'd be interesting for them to, like, let's say they are 80 years old, they have a feeling that they might die soon. If they just came out and were like,
yeah, do you think murderers on their deathbed, like they want to take that secret to their death? Or do you think they're like a giddy kid, like waiting until they're about to die so that they can give away their secret right before they die? They're like, ha, I killed 24 people by it.
yeah,
That's what the Zodiac Killer did. I killed 38 people, and they only found like 5 bodies.
yeah, he claimed to kill a lot more
Yeah.
than what was found. Now they found a lot of like bodies, but some of it could have been attributed to like gang violence and stuff, you know. But like,
Yeah, isn't it? Some murderers will they'll take
Credit
credits
for
for
others.
things they never actually did.
yeah, there was a murderer up in Canada that they call him like the pig farm murder or something, where he would invite people, like he'd have like big extravagant parties at his nice farm or whatever, and then like they would have like prostitutes and stuff, and he would like kill them somehow. I don't totally remember, but he would like kill them and feed them to his pigs. And he killed like 90 something prostitutes or something.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
People are crazy.
It's pretty bad. Like if somebody's that's how you commit the perfect murder. You're the Zodiac Killer. You just play with their heads, because if they play with their heads, they're gonna make mistakes. I think that's how you commit the perfect murder. You make a murder and then you tell them that you did a murder.
Oh, he was convicted on 6 murders, but
The pig farm murder or whatever.
his name's Robert Picton.
Oh.
He's a Canadian serial killer convicted in 2007 of second-degree murder on 6 women, but claims to like 49 or something.
Do you guys watch Mindhunter on Netflix?
I watched the first season.
Yeah, I'm so excited for the second season. It's
Is
gonna
it
come
good?
this year.
People
It's
were
about-
like, "It's so slow," and I'm like, "It's literally just picking the minds of like
serial killers.
serial
Yeah,
killers. It's
I imagine the process was slow, documenting like
hundreds
signs of a
hours."
fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. It's like it's kind of where the term serial killer
they
was
invent the term
invented.
serial killer.
Before it was just they were just killers,
Yeah,
and then they were like, well, these people keep killing and they have patterns and stuff, and so let's look into these patterns. Let's figure out why or like what they're doing, and then they actually go talk to someone that killed a couple people but was never like labeled serial killer because it wasn't a label.
yeah. They go and interview killers, and they try to find out like specific things about them so that they can then predict murders.
Like, how was your childhood? You know?
Yeah, they ask him about their
So,
childhood and everything.
I
It's really
definitely.
interesting.
This is gonna sound fucked up, but I think they should have kept Ted Bundy alive until they like figured out.
How many people he killed?
No, like got in his head and like, because he probably could have
mean,
solved.
Here's
a
the
lot
thing,
of the
though. I
murders.
think Ted Bundy was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, there are people that like you could have kept them alive, but they probably just would have fucked with you the whole time. They weren't.
I feel
done
like
anything
Ted
about it.
Bundy and
Did they
the
actually
Unabomber were geniuses.
kill him?
Yeah, they executed
Oh, okay.
him.
They killed.
Once again, I don't know
Yeah,
anything.
Ted Bundy and the Unabomber. I
Yeah,
feel like they
Ted Bundy
were
was executed.
geniuses, and they could have helped solve a lot of murder cases. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
like this, like white collar or something.
Criminals help solve murders.
yeah. And then just,
The next one is fucking. They put
Wait
out
a
Ted
little
Bundy
bit,
on
like, who-
USA.
It's Efron playing Ted Bundy.
You know what I mean?
No, I see what you mean.
He was
but,
he was a fucking genius.
but here's the thing.
I feel like he
is-
wouldn't
is-
have got caught if he didn't want to get caught.
Yeah, that's
He
what I'm
got
saying. They
kinda
want to
sloppy
get caught.
there.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying.
It's like serial killers want to get caught.
like,
I think they get
was-
bored.
He was sloppy.
They're just like,
and
I'm
just
kind of
super
done.
bored. I'm pretty sure he was just done.
The only
That's why
reason
went
he
to
got
prison.
caught was because he ran a stop sign.
There's a lot of like serial killers that get caught for dumbass reasons.
Like
Yeah,
he
what
ran
I'm
a
saying.
stop sign, and then the cop kind of got suspicious of him. Some things happened, like took him in, and then like, oh, there was 3 murders in Colorado, 2 murders in Utah, 3
Didn't
murders
one of
in
his
Oregon.
the
like-
women he abducted also get away?
Yeah, one of them did. Yeah, and that's okay. So it's not how he got caught was getting stopped, you know. That's how he got like put on the radar. And then, like you said, they brought him in for a lineup.
Oh,
and then this girl that escaped
because the girl gave like details about his car, right?
gave details about him too.
Yeah,
He
and
was
then the car.
super sloppy. That's
Yeah. Well, yeah, it just seems like murderers want to get caught. Speaking of murders, I think it's about time we move on to. I'm not gonna one of them I'm not gonna ask right now. But so how do we think Game of Thrones is gonna end? So obviously, spoilers for last week's episode and possibly next week's episode because we're totally gonna be right. So
All I know at this point is I don't care who wins. I just hope it's good.
you're like, I don't care who
But
wins. I just hope it's not Braun.
I have a
or
bad.
Bran.
I have a bad feeling it's Bran. I have a bad fucking feeling it's Bran. Because
Yeah.
Jon doesn't want it.
I mean, Bran doesn't want it either.
Bran didn't actually like totally say that. He just said
He-
he's not who he was.
Yeah, I mean,
And
he's
he's like-
he says he's not like a lord anymore. He doesn't have possessions. I'm
Yeah,
fairly certain he says
But I'm
that.
fairly certain, like you've been predicting, I think they're gonna go like the democratic way, and I think he's gonna get like picked,
Yeah, I
which
was
is
like, wouldn't it
crazy
be
because
funny?
he's done absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah, I think
feel
they're
like
just
the
gonna get
word's
rid
gonna
of the
get out.
monarchy.
Yeah, I think the word is just. Yeah, I think maybe that's what she's doing because she fucking destroyed all of not Castle.
Danny,
King's Landing.
Danny's dead.
King's Landing.
There's no way she lives.
Everyone thinks she's gonna
There's
die.
no way she
Danny,
lives.
you think?
Yeah,
she,
do you
Close.
think she lives?
I think
was
John's
gonna-
gonna kill her.
Cause no, I don't think John's gonna kill her, but I was gonna think
Jon
she
or
ended up
Arya?
dying. I think Arya's gonna kill her. Because Arya's
Doesn't she have green
gonna be
eyes?
known as the
Or
Queen
brown.
Killer.
I think she has brown eyes.
I'm not 100% certain.
It's got to be John or Arya.
Is
I mean,
that
there's
Or
a
Arya?
Jon-
decent amount of
or-
fucking people Arya
or
killed that
Arya-
didn't have brown or blue or green eyes.
Arya with John's face.
Or maybe
Dun, 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 and then sits down on the throne as John, but John's dead. Danny's dead. Arya takes over. But we don't totally know
it's
this.
Sansa. Sansa hates her.
Sansa could happen. Oh,
Yeah, but she
Sansa
also
kill
can't
her?
kill fucking anybody.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Watch.
She's like
watch this
such a
happen.
turd. They were in the crypt, had a dagger. She's like, I'd rather kill myself than help anybody else.
I have a question.
I'm just like, dude, there's like, okay, I don't know how many dead Starks are in this fucking crypt, but let's
lot.
be real.
There's a
There's
lot.
like, they're not like zombies. They're not biting you and like you're turning into one.
Justin, did you see that like 3-minute video of the cast of Game of Thrones talking about season 8?
And Kit Harington says it's disappointing,
There-
but then plays it off as a joke.
There's like a 3-minute video of just the cast of Game of Thrones talking about season 8. Have you seen it?
Probably.
Oh, it's really interesting though, because at one point like Kit Harington's getting interviewed for something, and she's like, "So I have to bring up Game of Thrones and stuff." And she's like, "So how did you feel about the ending or season 8 or something?" And he goes, "Disappointing." And then she like does something. He like laughs it off and goes, "Epic." And
Yeah,
you're like,
she asked him to explain his feelings in one word, I think.
Yeah. And he's like, "Disappointing." And then he's like, "No, epic." And it was like, "That's not like good. Like, you didn't clear that." And then Peter Dinklage was talking about that's his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
Peter
for some
Dinklage.
reason I always get him.
Dinklebot.
I always get him and the Fonz. I don't know why. What's his name?
I don't know.
Andy. But it was.
Yeah, his name is the Fonz.
That's all you need to know.
They always Henry Winkler. I don't
Yeah.
know. Okay, so Peter Dinklage was talking about like how it didn't make sense that they were going into the crypt. He's like, yeah, and there's a bunch of dead people in the crypt, and like, just doesn't make. And then he goes, yeah, I guess what's his character? I totally forgot. his
Tyrion?
name. Yeah, he's like, I guess Tyrion's not as smart as we all thought he was, or something. And it was
Yeah,
like, oh shit! Like,
I think he said that in one of the interviews, like at the end of the episodes where they tell you how like the making of, and they do interviews with the cast or whatever. I think that's what that was actually featured in originally.
I don't know. It was an interview, and he
Yeah,
was like,
I'm not 100% sure though.
He was like, yeah, guess he's just not as smart as we all thought he was. And it was like, oh, shit.
And he has been that smart for a while, honestly. And people saying that they did like, oh, Danny like snapped, like she just snapped. I'm like, she really didn't. She wanted to burn King's Landing for a long time.
Yeah, but
She
here's
brought
the
it
thing:
up,
is like
60
foreshadowing
times.
is not character development.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like,
And that's my biggest thing is I don't mind where the story took, like the way the story went. I don't mind it. It's cool. But the like speed and the like velocity we got here at People are like, they've been alluding to it. It's like foreshadowing is not character development.
Yeah, it did go really
You
fast.
can foreshadow all you want, but until she starts showing traits of that, and people are like, she burned people in season 1, season 2, season 3. It's like, yeah, she did that for a reason.
Yeah, she
did
didn't
that
also
because-
burn like millions of people alive.
She did that because someone murdered her husband and her child. She did that because people wouldn't kneel to her. That's what they do. She did that to people who had not millions, but like hundreds of thousands of slaves. That's why she did that. It's foreshadowing is not character development, and it's so annoying that people like defend it as it is.
Yeah, I mean, Tyrion also talks about how, like, I don't know, he hints at her not being he doesn't hint, he directly says that she is not, like, I won't say a good person. He just talks about her worst impulses, which everybody has these worst impulses, so that's not necessarily a defense in any way.
Because they keep saying
And that's
it
also
doesn't
not,
make
like,
it true.
foreshadowing. That is true. She isn't
But
hasn't always been like this kind
What are
person.
the examples?
What are the examples?
Yeah, she's not kind because people do wrong against her.
Yeah,
You're
that's
not
true.
kind against people that do wrong against you. You're not kind against. I'm not kind. It's what people do. You defend yourself.
Yeah,
It's not like she's walking through the streets stabbing people for no reason.
that is true.
That's pretty much what she's doing right now, though.
Well, that's
Now
that's
the one
issue
the one
that people have.
foreshadow that was like an actual development that I can think about was when her dragons burnt those children. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, Drogon like burns that one kid
Yeah.
alive. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then she locks the two up.
Yeah.
Viserion and Rhaegal or
Yeah,
whatever.
but it's like that's like
But I mean, she didn't necessarily. That one is like, oh, she didn't do it, but she didn't necessarily do anything about it. She just gave that guy some money and shit,
Yeah,
and then
and-
locked up her dragons.
yeah, and it's like I don't know. But I like the story. I think it's really interesting. I think her turn was really interesting. But I saw this edit on Twitter that was an edit of her sitting on the castle wall with Drogon, like as the bells are ringing, and as the bells are ringing, it goes into like this flashback of like, what's her name that got her head cut off? Missandei getting killed, of like all these bad things that had happened to her, you know, and it was just this flashback, like this 30-second flashback, and it was I can't remember who says it, but someone says like, you are a dragon, act like a dragon, or something like that, and then she takes off and starts burning people. And I was like, if they just would have done that, it would have made more sense than just these bells making her go crazy.
Have you've seen the most recent episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely caught up. I'm very excited. Watch the
And I think it's
series
cool,
finale.
but it's like it was rushed for sure.
I do really enjoy that she burnt Varys alive, because
Well,
she
she
told him
yeah.
straight up.
She
She
was
was like, well, actually, the weirdest thing is, so she tells Varys that she wants him to confront her about like her issue, confront her about the issues that she has, not to plan a king, like lift up a king behind her back, and he does both. He like tells her, and then she's kind of like, okay, I kind of believe you or whatever. And then after I think like Missandei gets her head cut off, then Varys like, and seemingly you pointed out that thing. It's totally right. It seems like Varys tried to poison her.
Yeah,
Like it's seemingly he tried to kill her
Yeah.
because when he was having that conversation with the
little kid.
with
With his little bird.
I don't even know what to call it, but yeah, she's like, she's not eating, you know.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, we'll try next time.
Yeah.
And you think that, oh, it's just like you're gonna try to get her food for dinner or whatever, you know, but it's like, seems like he was trying to poison her.
Well, because then he also says the greatest rewards come from the greatest risks, or
Yeah.
the greatest risk produce the greatest rewards. And
Something
you're like,
like
what
that.
exactly are you risking by trying to feed Daenerys? Like, yeah, it definitely seems like he was trying to kill her. But yeah, I love that she burnt him alive. She
Yeah.
said she would, and she fucking did it.
But my biggest thing with Daenerys dying, because I think she's dead. I think she's
In the next one,
yeah,
she's
there's
dead.
nothing.
This is the
yeah.
last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, this next episode.
I think
is the
she's
last
dead.
one.
But then my other thing's like, what about the fucking dragon though? You have to like do something with the
Well,
dragon.
I feel like it
first.
would go to Jon then.
No, I don't think that's how the dragons work.
I mean,
But
this
it
one
kinda
supposedly, they've talked in the books about dragons bonding to you,
Yeah.
and the reason that Jon, people have speculated the reason that Jon cannot ride Drogon, which they haven't even talked about, but the reason he couldn't ride it is because it's bonded to Daenerys, just like Rhaegal was bonded to Jon.
But he didn't bond with it.
Yeah,
It was a very rapid bonding.
Yeah, he
All
rides it
All
once.
he did was touch it and jump on his back.
Yeah,
But
he
they were
rides it
all-
once
they
and
were
then
all
says like he
bonded.
would have ridden it like again.
They were all
if
bonded
Frozen.
to
Daenerys.
Daenerys.
But not as
Yeah.
much as Drogon. But my thing is like, okay, it goes to Jon, yeah. But what if Jon kills Daenerys? It's not gonna be like, okay, now I'm yours.
Yeah,
Like
but
that
it
dragon's
can't-
gonna go
the
sandwiches.
dragon won't be able to kill him then. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
what is it? A real Targaryen can't is not harmed by fire.
well,
Yeah, but
she
you
is
could
immune to fire. They've never talked about any of the
but
other
then you
ones
can only
being
assume
immune.
that.
Yeah, but fire.
also
The
immune
dragon
to
could
fire.
just fucking eat him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got some
Fire is
fucking
not the only thing that the
sword
dragon
teeth.
has.
I feel like they don't do that though.
Drogon has very like he's defended Daenerys in every way, like showed up, risked his life for everything. So I don't think in any way that he would be okay with somebody murdering him.
Yeah, and that's why
So
it's
I
like.
think
I mean,
Drogon
yeah, but
either
that's what I'm,
has
that's what
to
I'm saying.
die.
John does not kill.
Oh yeah, I don't.
If
I
Daenerys
don't
dies,
even know
it's not by
necessarily
Jon,
if
and that's how
Daenerys
Jon
is
ends
dead.
up
I think
with them.
Daenerys is gonna die.
Yeah, I think like definitely gonna have some issues, but I don't know necessarily if she's dead. That's why I'm kind of like I'm excited for this next episode because it's like, I mean, they didn't really do a lot to progress the story in last episode. She just burnt a lot of
That's all
fucking
she
people.
did.
I think
all
she's gonna
fucking
die.
episode, burned everything. I was like, this was a waste of episode.
People are like, oh, it's gratuitous, 40 minutes. I was like, I liked watching her burn those people.
I thought it was cool,
episode
yeah.
3 and episode 7 were huge wastes. Was this episode 7?
Which one?
3
Episode-
was the Battle of Winterfell.
Yeah, that whole dark scene, you couldn't see shit.
I could see everything.
I
I,
could
watched
see
in
it
like a
fine.
dark room. I was totally fine. yeah.
Man, I
Here's
watched
my
it on
prediction.
People
Friday.
like whining about it. I was like, okay, I understand, but like, don't
Here's
be
my
a bitch
prediction. I
about it.
think Jon or Arya kills Dany.
It's definitely not John. But I could agree with Arya.
I think that it's gonna come down to like Jon or Bran, but I don't think Jon wants it. So I think Bran's gonna be some sort of ruler, maybe not like the king, but some sort of ruler. Because you were talking to me about like a republic almost, and I think that'd be kind of
The only thing
I
that
made
would
a
make
joke
sense,
that I was
though,
like, yeah,
is,
watch,
like,
it's gonna
if her
dissolve the
destroying
monarchy.
King's Landing like destroys like the 7 kingdoms, and everybody goes back to their own respective kingdom. You know what I mean?
But then here's the thing: I don't think Jon goes to Winterfell. I think he goes.
he's not gonna go for Winterfell.
No, I think he's going even more north. I think he might go even more north.
Like he actually goes to
roll
the
over
true
the-
north with
Yeah,
the
like the
wildlings.
true north. I think that'd be really cool.
That if he
be
just
the
like
king of the
retired to
wildlings?
the true north.
Maybe not the
Or-
king, but
that
like
just chills with them.
yeah.
Well, I
Him
made a
and
joke and I
Ghost.
was like, it kind of checks out that like Daenerys dies or something and they just dissolve the monarchy and form a republic. It's like it'd check out because
Yeah, so it's
everybody
like-
just talks about the people, but really don't give a shit
The
about
only
the people.
thing Bran can be is the Three-Eyed Raven or like the Lord of Winterfell. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, he could be the Lord of Winterfell, but he's
But Sansa's the
he said that he does not want
Lord
to
of
be it.
Winterfell.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, by
he's not a
birthright,
lord
he
anymore.
is
But, yeah,
the
but-
Lord of Winterfell. If Jon was not,
Yeah, but
which
he claims he's not.
John.
yeah, he says he's no longer Bran, so that's
Yeah.
why people also say that he would never become king because he's not himself. He's the.
But
Three-Eyed
what
Raven.
I'm saying is that the bloodlines don't matter right now for the Iron Throne.
Yeah, just whoever wants to.
I
take
think
it.
it's gonna be a vote or whoever wants it. But I think who wants it
I
right
think
now
it-
is Dany. I think Dany's dead, so I think it's gonna be a vote.
I
Yeah.
think it's more like they're gonna force John into it. Like he doesn't get a choice. He didn't even want to be king of.
Well, then I
king of
think
the
if they
North.
do
North,
that,
and
and
they
I think if
forced
they
that
do
on
that,
him,
he's
too.
gonna absolve like everything, like Vaughn was saying.
But he did a great job being king of the North when they forced him to be. You know what I mean? If they force him to be a king, he's
Did
going
he?
to
Because
be
they
a
don't
king.
think he did a great job.
and they think
No,
he
they
did
think he
a good
did a
job.
great
No,
job.
they're
Up-
They
pissed that
think
he,
the
that
only-
he bent the knee.
They have the
knee.
issue with him bending down the knee to
they
Daenerys,
swore
but
allegiance to him, but not to Daenerys.
that's
was
why
their
they're
problem.
annoyed, not
Yeah.
necessarily that
and
he
they
was a bad
still
king.
fucking hate it.
I mean, they never necessarily like. It's Sansa's the only one who said she hates it. Like she has an issue with him
Liana
bending the knee.
Mormont came forward very.
Yeah, and then they have the
promptly.
conversation about it. They're like, fuck you, I bent the knee, and then they're like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because what are you gonna do?
Yeah, like I guys have an army of like dead people coming after us. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that. I don't. I just want to see.
Because they forced him in. They
I
forced
wanna-
him to be like the ruler. Like
I just want to see a
so
buddy cop with Tormund Ghost and.
I
Jon.
fucking love Tormund. Tormund is the
Tormund's
funniest person in this fucking show. Like when Jon goes to hug the I forget his name, but the one he named the commander of the Night's Watch, like the Lord Commander. His
Eddie?
his friend. He goes to hug him when he sees him, and then Tormund fucking just
Yeah.
walks right in front of him and hugs Jon
Yeah.
instead. Tormund's so fucking funny, and the way he like stares
Is the
at
big woman
Brienne.
here?
Yeah, he's like obsessed with Brienne, and the conversations between Tormund and the Hound are so funny. The Mountain is disgusting. He looks like a slug person, by the way. Like, I thought he was gonna look a lot cooler. He looked gross.
He looks like Varys without. Or he looks like a dead Varys.
He looks he looks like a sludge version of Varys.
Varys, yeah, Varys.
Yeah.
Varys. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm excited for it.
I'm very excited.
Tomorrow for us, yesterday for you.
Yeah, I'm very excited. We're probably all gonna be wrong, and it's gonna be like, hey, guess what? Fucking.
You guys had to give like real predictions.
I gave real predictions. You just kept talking.
That's because mine are.
What's your actual prediction for the ending?
Jon Snow.
He's the king.
Yeah.
Now, what do you want?
Huh?
Now, what do you want?
I'm fine with Jon Snow.
Okay.
That makes sense.
You're fine with that though.
Well,
What was your wildest dream?
Why
my
it's fine
wildest
with it?
dream
Like,
is
I'm like
Tormund.
completely
Before-
okay with Jon Snow being it because it's like they killed him already and then they brought him back to life. It wouldn't make sense to kill him and then bring him back to life and be like, you're not gonna be king. You know what I mean? Like he's bound to be in a leadership role. Like either him and Daenerys get married for some fucking reason.
Ooh,
I mean, if you're only like
nephew?
using bringing somebody back to life as a classification, then what's his face? The guy with the flame sword should have definitely been king.
Well, he was
died
brought
and
back
came
for a
6
different
times.
reason.
I know. I'm just saying, like, if you're only using death and
Well, I mean, they killed off Jon Snow being the main character, and then they were revealing so many things about Jon Snow, saying Jon Snow is the true heir. It's like
yeah, I mean
it's like the way they're building it is like Jon Snow is supposed to be the king. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean they also built up that Daenerys was not supposed to be a psychopath, but she ended up being one.
They kept
was
foreshadowing
definitely-
to it.
They never did. They started off with that she's a psychopath. She killed her brother.
She didn't kill her brother.
didn't kill her
Drogo.
brother.
Yeah, she said-
Khal
she
Drogo
said-
killed her brother.
But he asked, "Is it okay to kill your brother?" And she's like,
Being a
"Yeah."
huge cunt.
She's like, "Yeah, that's fine."
He tried to
My-
kill her.
She's like, "Yeah, that's fine. My brother, a true dragon, isn't harmed by fire anyway." She fucked his brother's ass up.
Also, though,
Not fire.
molten gold is completely different than
Yeah,
fire.
I know. That's what I was saying. Like, she really fucked them up.
Yeah, it's like let's pour some molten gold on Daenerys' head and see if she survives. Real
won't.
dragons are impervious to fire.
Yeah, she fucked up.
Are
from the
dragons
beginning.
impervious to fire?
Apparently,
it's their
I
scale.
mean they chill in fire.
So I
all the
wonder
time.
why.
They still in lava.
I wonder why the Night King was in.
Absolutely nothing happened to him. Yeah,
And his clothing.
yeah, nothing.
Like he wasn't
He was
affected by fire.
chill. Yeah, I mean he did like the ice guy. So he's like,
He was
your
never-
fire ain't strong enough for me.
Yeah, but his clothes.
Yeah, none of it.
He was 100% wearing clothes. That
feel
shit
like
melted.
He
was
used
just-
ice shield. He was like,
I feel
"Ka-da."
like he just like lowered the temperature. He was like probably absolutely 0, and then they burn flames on him. which
Absolute
they, like, do not
destroys
burn
absolutely.
at all. Huh?
Whatever that
Which
is.
did not burn at absolute 0. So he was just not even melting. He wasn't even phased.
And
He's
his
like, I'm
clothes?
still cold, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough.
It's like because you gotta get hot enough for something to burn. You know what I mean? So they're just saying if it's at absolute 0, it's like negative, right? So if you're burning it, it's like still negative. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got
make
you.
it
It gets even more negative.
But you
No, they
also
burned
don't
it,
know
but it's
how
still
hot
negative
dragon
and it's going
fire
up.
is.
Yeah,
but it's not blue dragon fire.
But
Blue is the hottest fire.
No matter how hot dragon fire
if only
is,
Viserion.
if it's
But was
not, like-
Viserion shooting fire or fire ice fire?
It was definitely fire. It never froze anything. I don't know
Yeah,
why
it was
people are
definitely
saying that
fire.
it's
It was
ice. It
blue
never
flames.
froze anything.
Well, just
It
'cause
fucking
It was just
blew
blue
shit
flames.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, blue
It is
flames
weird how
exist.
it is weird how the dragon's fire only destroyed things when they wanted it to destroy things.
the undead
Well,
Viserion? Or?
Like when the Night King first showed up, he flew down and blew up that wall. You know?
Oh, yeah, to let all the whites in.
Yeah. But then when Jon was like running away from the dragon's fire in the courtyard,
Yeah, he
it was
hides behind
hiding
walls.
behind walls, and it was like he just
What?
blew up a wall.
Is it just like a fucking steel wall?
I feel like it's the way they like shift their fire. Like he blew hard to like.
He
blow
You
up
don't
the
think
flame.
he's
You know
blowing
what I mean?
hard in
Because,
this
like,
castle?
Because like
He's
the way
totally fine
Daenerys
with
is
not
dragon,
killing people?
the way Daenerys' dragon is like she's blowing fire and it's like breaking buildings and whatnot. But then when she's like going to kill people, it's all like he's just breathing on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, in this situation, you'd think that this undead Viserion is trying to kill people. It's trying to
I
break
feel like
shit.
it's also depending on what he's trying to burn. You know what I mean?
Everything.
Everything.
Because they're like going through like clay and like breaking out clay. or wood, and I'm pretty sure he was hiding behind like a metal pillar or
No, it was
huge
stone.
rock.
It was a stone wall.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a stone.
Well, that's what he's
Rock.
saying.
But
Viserion breaks through a stone wall to get in the
I
keep,
thought-
and then later
wasn't
Jon
it not a
hides
wooden-
behind a
He
stone wall.
flies down and destroys like an entire wall.
But wasn't
He's
it
just
like the wooden pillar, like holding up, like
No.
a door to the wall, or did he?
No,
like,
it was
break
a
up?
wall. It was just a wall.
Yeah, he hides
And
behind
then like
a
the
wall.
big ass
No, no,
fucking
I know
ice
what-
wall.
And he also
what
hides
he
behind
knocked down.
like a fucking stack
No,
of
I'm asking
corpses.
what the dragon knocked down.
Oh, it's a wall.
It's a wall, not.
Yeah,
like-
it's just a wall to the keep.
He also knocked down the big ass ice wall.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
yeah, but that was with fire on ice.
a blue ice.
Yeah, but then it didn't blow up the fucking
Blue fire.
Night King.
yeah.
Oh, because it
Well,
was the blue fire.
His fucking shield wasn't strong enough, dude. Viserion's
Wait,
power was so much stronger.
So what if the
Power
reason that the
stones.
fire wasn't affecting Jon Snow, quote unquote, or destroying that thing because Jon
Just
Snow
to be
is
clear, it
immune-
literally doesn't even hit him.
It did
Yeah,
not-
yeah. No, listen, motherfucker.
So wait,
listen,
his
bitch.
power
Do you not-
goes
do you
through
not-
like
do you not see
objects
me
as well.
talking?
I'm
motherfucker.
listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, his power goes through an object. Like, so he's blowing the fire at him through the rocks, and he's just chilling behind the rocks. And the reason the rocks isn't like being destroyed is because Jon Snow is there.
I'm calling bullshit on that one.
He's got
This is a
a
fantasy-
globe of like
this is a
fire
fantasy
protection
land
around
of
it.
dragons.
They're like,
I'm calling
and the
bullshit.
dragon's breathing fire on the thing, and he's just like, ah.
At one point in time, Jon Snow hides behind a wall of corpses, and still the fire doesn't touch him. I'm like, really though? Really? I've seen her burn people to ash, and it's not just like there's enough corpses there.
Well, it's his bubble
not
shield.
Yeah, it's just bubble shield of fire and vulnerability.
I feel like in RuneScape, if you use a bone shield, that's actually what your anti-dragon spell shield is.
No, you're anti-drag, yeah. But then you could use.
Turns
like,
out Game of Thrones in the RuneScape universe.
Makes perfect sense.
Well,
to me.
and it's like in RuneScape you can use like anti-magic and stuff.
Yeah, that's probably
Anti-range.
his protection prayers,
Prayer.
and that's how he was not affected. He had stone
Ooh,
skin.
man.
He had stone skin, and then protect from melee and protect
And
from
99
magic at the
and
same
99
time.
defense.
Yeah,
99 defense, 99 prayer.
but he had to have 99 magic, of course, to not be affected by magic damage. Also, probably 99 fire making, and that's
He can make really bright
And 99
fire, so.
mining.
yeah, and that's how he survived.
So we've got our Florida man, but I did want to get this out of the way real quick, just because I really want to talk to somebody about it, and it makes it nicer on here. Do you guys think that Jaime's character arc was of redemption, and then do you think he threw it away to go back to Cersei? I personally don't think he ever cast away Cersei. He left because he understood the gravity of the White Walkers and the Whites. I don't think he ever stopped loving her or wanted to kill her.
Yeah, I don't think that either. But he did bust some big lady cheeks.
Yeah,
I think Tormund is better
wanna
off
have
without
sex with
Brienne.
somebody. Dude, yeah, Tormund should have ended up with Brienne.
No,
Fuck Jaime Lannister.
No, Tormund's better off without
No,
Brienne.
he
It
should've
makes
been
him.
with her.
It makes him stronger.
But, he definitely he should have got them.
He is a strong man that don't need no woman.
Except for that really strong one, because then they make fucking giant babies.
Yes, but she turned she
Giant-
turned her back on him. Did
I
you know
love
the
Brienne
actress
so
of Brienne really was not happy with the turn of her character too?
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause he's a fucking idiot. She thought she knew it too.
that she
Wait
got
for the
with Jaime,
fucking
or
candle.
the crying
I think
thing?
it was
People
just
really
like
don't
the
like
crying
that.
thing.
Yeah, people really
But
don't
I just
like the.
I just read an article
he
that was talking
reduces
about how
her.
she was not happy about what happened to her, what happened to Brienne. You
Yeah,
know?
a lot of people.
Yeah, I
are
don't think
not
she would have
happy about
cried.
I don't think so either. I think she might have stabbed him or something.
She would have just like, fuck it.
that. Yeah, I don't like that people are like, oh yeah, Jaime wanted to kill Caesar. I'm like, oh, it would
But I
have been
think
cool,
the reason
but
she
in
cried
reality,
is
he
because
didn't.
she's kept her virginity for so long, and then she got her cheeks pounded, and then he just left.
Well,
like my
that's why
dad.
people are saying it's kind of fucked up. Is that she's been this incredibly strong woman, and then just like this man that she loves reduces her to rubble.
When you listen to this podcast, listen to what I just said. All right,
Yeah,
these last 30 seconds, just listen.
you're
to
saying because she lost her virginity, this incredibly strong woman is now just a blubbering
that's
mess.
not what I said at all.
He
So
keeps
I'm gonna
talking
tell
about
you
like
just-
busting cheeks.
Yeah,
and
he
stuff.
keeps talking about pounding cheeks,
listen,
dude.
Just listen to the last minute.
Are you just
I
saying
said
that
something. I said
she's
something.
still hurting? or
I said
something?
something.
Okay. All right. So let's end off this podcast with our Florida man update. So I don't even know where I fucking got this. I don't care. Police arrest man who claims playing basketball naked enhances his skill level. Do you guys believe this? I think it makes you more aerodynamic.
I feel like
don't
it
think
makes
he
you
should
more
have been
agile
arrested.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will, but
Clothes
like
hold
once
you
you're on
down.
the court, you have to wear your team's
Yeah, I was also
should at
thinking
least
that.
have
I'm
the
like,
J's
okay,
on.
you're practicing with a handicap. No, you should be like fucking
You should
chilling
be
with
putting
ankle
on like
weights,
yeah,
dude.
like ankle weights and like torso weight.
If
like,
anything, you should be wearing like really baggy clothes because then your body's getting super strong, and then
Oh yeah.
and then when you have to wear normal
Resistance
clothes-
training.
yeah.
Yeah.
then when you're wearing normal clothes, it's like you're wearing no clothes at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
So a Florida man caught playing basketball naked at a public park said he thought it would help improve his skills, according to police. A park employee said he saw a man playing basketball while in the buff at Candyland, I guess.
Okay,
I'm
that sounds
assuming
like
that's a
that
place.
sounds like somewhere where
Candyland-
this would happen.
Okay, it's Candyland Park in Longwood, Florida, Sunday evening, and immediately contacted authorities.
Those two names are not meant to be together.
Jordan Glenn Anderson, 29, was arrested and charged with indecent exposure of sexual organs. He was transported to the John E. Polk Correctional Facility in Sanford on a $500 bond. Jordan stated that he was working on his basketball skills and he feels playing naked enhances his skill level, an officer wrote in the arrest report. Also, there was another story that I almost got of a dude exposing his nutsack in a Walmart while riding a scooter in Florida, but I was like, man, it's not full frontal nudity, though. It's just his nutsack.
You can get in trouble for that?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I mean,
just
the
like showing
scooter is really
cleavage,
what
right?
should be, like, invulnerability.
It's just showing cleavage, you know?
Oh, so it's the nutsack part that you're fine with. Like, he didn't show the shaft, he only showed the
yeah,
the
well,
balls.
it's like when women wear like bras that like push up their boobs, you know? It's just cleavage.
I see most of your boobs. It's like, you see most of my nuts. All right. That's like,
No, it's you see
See
most of my
genitalia?
genitalia.
That's it for this podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you guys would like to chat with us outside the show, you can follow the podcast itself on Twitter at YGMMI Podcast. You can follow Chase at Hopkins Best. It's HOPKINS Best. And you can follow Justin at Sedu Justin, CDOUX Justin. I'm Von Hyde. You can follow me at Hyde Legion. That's about it for this week. Thank you guys for listening. Is that your dragon impression?
No, man, that's a bird.
Oh,
That's
man.
Miss Fowl.
Thank you.